What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Real Sports Updates here, back again with another video. So let's get right into it, man. Will the Lakers make the playoffs? At this point, I'm going to say no. I'm gonna have to say no. And I know the Lakers. I know they won tonight. I know they beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron went off. He went crazy in his hometown. But I really don't think that it does a whole lot as far as giving the Lakers any momentum. This has been a nightmare season for the Lakers. They have really become consistent at being inconsistent. So I expect a couple more 30 point losses after this win. That's usually what the Lakers are on par for. They'll win the game and then they'll lose three more by 30 or whatever. So that's pretty much what I think is on par. For the course, especially for this season. But I don't think that they'll make the playoffs. I think the Pelicans and the Spurs they're starting to gain some ground. The Lakers are in 10th place now. That's the very last play-in spot, and that spot is not solidified by any means at all. San Antonio is starting to play. They're starting to play a little more consistently now. They're still a young team, so they still make a lot of mistakes that young teams make, but they're trending in the right direction. Obviously it's a Greg Popovich coach team, so you don't expect them to, give up any ground that they've gained so far. I don't expect them to take any steps back, but it like I said, they are a young team, so their position is not solidified either. But the Lakers have not shown me, or anybody else for that matter, that they are good enough to even compete in the play-in tournament, let alone the playoffs. I don't think that even if the Lakers were to make it into the play-in tournament, they're going to lose the first game. They're just not good enough defensively. And they could be so much better defensively, but they just lack effort defensively. And it honestly looks like nobody gives a shit, defensively. Everybody's waiting to run back and play offense. And I as a Laker fan, I've already came to terms with it, earlier in the season. So it's not, I'm not saying anything that is off the cuff or a hot take or whatever. This is all facts. Everybody can watch the game and see what the Lakers do defensively. LeBron is he's playing good basketball right now. He's scoring the ball a lot, but at the end of the day, it's much ado about nothing. And he'll probably have the scoring title. He'll probably wrap it up. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't do much. Laker fans don't care about stats like that. It doesn't, especially if it occurs in a season like this. It doesn't really make that much of a difference. For us as fans, we want to see winning basketball. And if LeBron is scoring 50 points and playing winning basketball, it's all good. If he's leading the league in scoring and the Lakers are third or fourth in the West, and it's all good. But at this point, it really doesn't matter. I just think that the Lakers have shown that they are not a team. When it comes down to it, they just don't do anything well enough to be called a good basketball team, and they don't do anything well enough to compete in the postseason. And I think that's what it boils down to. Like, what do you do well as a team that would lend you to say that, okay, this team might be good, they might have some success in the postseason? And the Lakers don't really do anything well. Aside from LeBron, getting 35 or whatever. What else do? They don't do anything well. They don't rebound the ball well. I already mentioned the defense. They don't move the ball well. It's a lot of ISO ball. They have not shot the ball well. And they are leading the league in turnovers, I believe. So it is. There's a bunch of things that the Lakers do not do well enough to even think about having success in the playoffs. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's just it is what it is. Like I said, it's been a tough season, but for me, I don't think that they make the playoffs. And at this point right now, I think it's too late in the season for them to turn it around. I think that point has passed. I think that was a month ago after the All Star break. I think if they were going to show any signs that they were going to, come out of this slump and then, kind of really turn it on, I think it would have been the All Star break. But I don't think that they, I don't think that they have it. Because we have a month left in the season. Well, at this point now, I think it's less than a month. If you're doing it on a weekly basis, I think you got 3 weeks left of like regular season games, and the playoffs start the second week of April, I believe. So there's 3 weeks left. These following 2 weeks, and then you got the third week of these following 2 weeks in the third week of April. That's when the playoffs start. That's playoff week. So the Lakers don't have they just don't have it. There's no extra gear to go into right now. If they do get into the playoff, they will literally be crawling in, and at that point, it will probably take LeBron scoring 60 or whoever they play in the play-in, their best player getting hurt or something like that for them to win. At this point in the season, I think that's really where the hopes lie for playoff success. But we'll see what happens going forward. I just really don't see it from this team. They have not showed it to me. They have not showed it to the rest of the league. They're a joke at this point. Nobody's scared of them. If you're a team, coming to LA, or you have the Lakers on your schedule or something, what do they do that threatens you? Especially if you're one of the top 8 teams in either conference. What do the Lakers do that scares you? Can LeBron scare you? Yeah, for sure. Can he get 40? Yeah, for sure. But it's probably going to take him playing a lot of minutes. He's probably going to be tired. He's going to be gassed. He's not going to be playing defense. So whoever he's guarding can go off for 20, 25 themselves. So it's just not the Lakers season. It's ugly. I do appreciate them playing hard tonight and winning the game. I think most of that had to do with LeBron being back home, and everybody was juiced for him. I'm sure his teammates were juiced for him to put on the show for his former home crowd there in Cleveland. But at this point, it is what it is. And this has been a hard season. I am a Laker fan, and I did want to do more videos this season. I thought the Lakers were going to be a lot better than what they were. Championship contenders, I didn't know, but I didn't expect them to be 11 games under 500 at this point in the season, but or at any point in the season, to be honest with you. But it is what it is right now, man. This is just a bad season. Anthony Davis, we are still unsure about his status. We don't know when he's going to play. The last news that I heard was that he might make it back for the playoffs, but it's still it's not a definitive answer at this point. But what can you do? So to answer my question, no, I don't think that the Lakers will make the playoffs. But I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing either. If they make the play-in game and get blown out, what good really does that do? I would rather than miss the playoffs altogether than go to the playoffs and get blown out, get embarrassed, and just continue to get clowned, the way that they are now. So, but rough season. I don't see it happening. Even with the win tonight, I still don't see it happening. The wins that are gonna take place now, the wins that are gonna take place in between the losses are just going to keep them steady where they're at. It's not going to gain them any traction in the West. It's not gonna make things any better. The hole has already been dug, so Um, at this point, I'm just gonna try to enjoy some of the games that they have left. Um, the schedule does not look promising. The schedule is very daunting going forward. I think there's like 6 to 7 playoff teams left, and it's late in the season, so they're trying to solidify their playoff positioning as well too. So, none of these teams are taking any nights off. You're going to get their best shot, and the Lakers cannot handle that. So, like I said, it is what it is to this point. But, you know, hopefully, well, no, I really don't want them to make the playoffs because I don't see they don't have it. They really don't have a chance. So, I was gonna say hopefully I'm wrong, but no, I don't want to be wrong on this one. I just want them to miss the playoffs, wipe the slate clean, and come back and start fresh next year. But that's pretty much all I got on this one. Let me know what you think in the comments. Am I wrong? Am I right? Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Give me a like and consider subscribing to the channel as well too. And until next time, guys.